So while the gentleman went off to get some food, I stumbled on a really beautiful museum. I had a Red Bull and I got some coffee in the car and I had some bread and snacks. I really don't need much, but I mean, this museum is just beautiful. Really hard to pass up. Some Arctic wolves, and they tend to be smaller than their southwestern relatives, much finer and denser fur. We have some muskox, and to me it's really amazing of how much these are just sized appropriately. I mean, that's a pretty big animal as far as it goes, and when you're out and about and come across something like this, it's definitely going to be quite frightening. Hit that north slope of the Yukon, and definitely have increased in numbers. This is the most beautiful animals here. This right here is a golden eagle. The golden eagle is the nests on mountain cliffs throughout the Yukon, and they're easily distinguished from immature bald eagles, but their legs are feathered down to the toes down there, so that's how that goes. This is a Dall sheep. Dall sheeps are adaptable to life in harsh mountain climate, and their all-white coat acts as a camouflage during the winter months. These are mountain goats, and here's the little sheep. These are mountain goats. The male and female goats sport curved black horns, and they grow throughout the life of their animal. They do prefer a more rugged terrain, but this definitely looks like a yeti. I mean, I could easily see if somebody sees this, and maybe its horn broke off in a fight or something, would think that it's a squash. This right here is falconry. This is the peregrine falcon. It's the most powerful falcon of the swiftest birds of the earth. Its victim is often killed instantly in midair by a powerful blow from the feet. Just a wonderful setup here at this museum. This is a big polar bear. Now, it's definitely twice the size of me, and it's not something you want to come across in the wild. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm capturing the size nature, but very impressive. They inhabit the north coast of the Yukon and adjoining sea ice. Males do cover a great distance during the spring mating season. They may travel up to 100 miles in a single day, so they definitely can make it. The polar bears have hard outer edge with a soft core that wears when the bear travels on the snowpacked or ice, and I'm speaking about its talons. It keeps the claws sharp at times and easy to catch seals. This is the raven. It's the Yukon's official bird. It's a long symbol of the northwestern wilderness. These birds are extremely intelligent, and it's Canadian's largest songbird. Most ravens in the Yukon nest on ledges of outcroppings, and they have about 4 young a year. These little guys are Arctic foxes, and don't let their tiny appearances fool you. They're brown or gray during summer months, but when winter hits, they grow a new coat of pure white fur. These things are quite beautiful. And so is this museum. I mean, really stumbled along. The art behind the walls and everything and the settings are just immaculate. And whoever set this up really did an excellent job. I can say this is definitely one of the highlights of the trip for me. Just being able to see the size of these animals. Look how huge. This is the Yukon Alaskan moose. I believe we saw one of these crossing the road. It's just intensely amazing. And these things, these wolves, they're not your average sized pups. The Alaskan Yukon moose is the largest living member of the deer family, and they could weigh in excess of 1,800 pounds. Usually a single calf or twin calves are born in late May, and the antlers measure about 67 centimeters across. Again, the time and detail of these exhibits is just extraordinary. The mule deer is this one right here. It's a smaller deal. Small population, approximately 2,500, inhabit the southern central areas of the Yukon where snowfall is minimal. The other animal right here is the beaver. beaver cut willow trees and aspens in late summer and fall, and then they transport it to their little lodge here. Um, let's see. The lodge is accessed through an underwater tunnel that remains open year-round. Now, young beavers don't work for the first year, but they assist in the colony's choices. The paintings here are just wonderful. I'm going to make it over. Let's go back and take a look and see how big. I mean, huge, right? These are lynx. This is a lynx, the ptarmigan, the little birds here. Ptarmigan. Here's the lynx. While the bears sleep, the lynxes are out. So here's a little hibernating bear down here taking a little skizzy nap. Although depending chiefly on snowshoe hare, lynx prey on a wide range of birds and mammals, and their litter size is determined by the amount of food they have. The black bear in the winter den for a long period of time different from their southern relatives. They enter a winter dormancy in mid-October and do not re-emerge until May. They do not hibernate in the true sense and may be awakened if disturbed. So they definitely like their sleep, but they're light sleepers. The black bears do inhabit all forestry region the Yukon. Sticking close to large tree areas allows them to climb to safety when pursued by grizzlies, their principal natural predator. And they're a smaller bear than the grizzly. The beautiful creature you see here is a snowy owl. It's one of the few owls that's active during daylight hours. Definitely open, expanding the tundra. Every 4 years, the numbers decrease, and the owls wander looking for food. Again, really beautiful exhibits. This is the caribou. They're definitely going through a test of strength battle here. They've locked their antlers in combat, unable to free themselves. Now, from what I see here, what will happen is they'll get locked up, and they won't be able to free themselves, and eventually they die. So, they die fighting. I'm running out of battery, but I'm going to try to make it through here. The great gray owl is the largest owl in Canada. They inhabit the boreal forests of Yukon in limited numbers, feeding on meadow mice. 2 to 5 eggs are laid and abandoned nest. But, oh, look at this. There's the grizzlies. Look at this guy right here. This grizzly bear. They do like the chum salmon, which are funky looking, but definitely really tasty for them. It's a major attraction for them in the fall. They travel up to 1,500 miles inland from the North Pacific, and the salmon definitely create a rich food source for these bears. They weigh in at up to 1,000 pounds, which is about 400 kilograms. But they're definitely huge. Definitely huge. Oh, up here, I forgot this little dude right here. There's not much said about it, but these are bison. And we saw a couple on the road, and they definitely look like awesome creatures. Well, this is going to conclude my little walkthrough of this museum, and thanks so much for being a part. It's definitely amazing. Here's all the fish. We got grayling up there and pike, whitefish on the side, dolly vardens over here, and then the lake trout. And they're pretty big fish, so that's about it. I'm going to walk out of this museum gift store and definitely